And did the cops come to tell you to quiet it down or no? Okay, good.
We're pretty sneaky these days.
Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Belgian Jasper. If this is your first time in the channel, hit subscribe right now.
Gary, thank you so much for your time today. We're talking today. I was talking to Jimmy last year for the previous album for 𝗏. Now we're talking about the third album in 3 years. Should I just go ahead and book you guys for next year and to talk about your fourth album?
Number 7.
Exactly. It's going fast. It's
5,
going
6,
fast.
7, 8. They're going fast.
They are going fast. This is the second wind of the band, let's call it like that.
Yeah.
Maybe a few things show that new energy as the opening track on the album. You know, we've got Little Viper that kicks off the album, and the band is not holding back. Was that intention, like, okay, you know, let's make sure that let's not do long fluffy intros and instrumental parts, let's just you know, kick down the door, if you will?
Right, straight ahead, you know, pedal down, all that stuff. No, not a lot of ballads or anything, nothing to get in the way of all that, just straight ahead rocking out.
With the last album, so 𝗏 or V, there was already, like, you know, a lot of excitement in the band, and I remember from my own interviews with the band that, you know, excitement about, you know, doing a heavier, faster album. And then I know that Jimmy's described this album as, you know, the sound he's always wanted for the band. Maybe more than what Alcatrazz kind of became known for throughout the 80s. The older the band gets, the heavier you like your music. What's do you share the same opinion that you were happy to get a heavier album?
The older we get, the faster we get. How's that work out?
I don't know, but somehow it is.
Some bands, you know, just kind of slow down and start playing acoustic guitars, but not us. We're just, you know, number one, we're playing the music we always loved to play in the first place.
Right.
And speaking for myself and for Jimmy, we've been playing together since the 60s and always wanted to play heavy music. There was never any doubt in our minds of what style it was going to be. I've never tried other formats, never tried to be a fusion band. I've never done country music per se.
Right.
So what we're doing is just a continuation of what we've always done, just a more modern version going along of what we've always been doing, what we've been known for. And we have a great lineup. Everything's working out great. And we're real excited. The new record's coming out in a couple of weeks, and we just can't wait for that to happen.
Now, you mentioned something very specific. You know, we want to play heavy music, but, you know, with a modern touch. You mentioned the word modern. Is that important to you to have that relevance in the music? Because we do see quite a few bands that had their first golden age, if you will, several decades ago, that will release new albums, but very much, you know, try to capture that classic sound, if you will. You guys, with this, you know, whole new era for the band, you've gone completely the other way around, because it is a modern sounding album. It is a modern production. That then was very important for you?
Yeah, we want to stay current. We don't want to keep doing the same record over and over. There's some artists like, say, Ted Nugent. He's still playing the same stuff he played back in the 70s without any kind of change. And that works for him. That's great. He's Ted Nugent. But that's not what we want to do. We want to keep evolving, and we're musicians. We want to keep writing music to interest ourselves first, and hopefully other people will like it and agree that what we did was worth trying to attain. And that's just our goal. So keep going along, and, you know, we have just always new modern techniques and new instruments to try out. Not so much in the bass department, but as far as keyboards go and things, and new toys. And why not enjoy all that and have fun with it? it's just amazing where all that's come from since we first started playing. It's been an evolution of continuing to, like I said, create new music and do what we want to do. We have to make ourselves happy first, and not to be self-indulgent. We also want to give our fans what they want too. They want us to see us do kind of the same thing, a continuation, and keep it going, not get bogged down with history or something that worked. Like some bands have a hit single, the next 4 songs are trying to copy that one song. Right. You can hear it's obvious. And, you can't be held against you for trying to do that because you have a hit song. There's nothing wrong with trying to do another one.
Right, for sure.
So it's a fine line of going in between that. Where do you go? Do we make every song be Hiroshima Mon Amour, or do we just have new songs and hopefully that those songs all connect to each other in a good way?
If I remember correctly, for the previous album, 𝗀𝗙 came on board and brought with him some songs he had already written. I believe Sword of Deliverance was an example of that he had already written before he joined the band. For this album, what was the approach there? Did people still bring stuff with them that they had laying around from other ideas, or was everything written completely new for this record?
This is all new stuff. It's all brand new. And we had in the previous album, we're just getting to know each other, so we combined what we had, strength and combination of that, and melding together. And we had to we got kind of thrown a curveball there, and we changed and made a big change, and all for the better. And now we've solidified that. We've been on tour in Europe. We've been in the UK a couple of times, and had a great time. And playing live is what makes the band, any band, solid.
Right.
They can go on a record, and in today's world, you can do it 100 times to get it right or something. But when you're playing live, it has to be right the first time, and there's an energy and fun of doing that. And that's what we like doing. It's like playing live. For myself, I love playing live, not just being a recording band. Or never wanted to be a session person and just stay in the 4 walls with no sunlight and make music that way. That's a great thing to do. It could be very lucrative for a lot of people. But again, that's not what we want to do. We just want to go on the road and go crazy and play loud music. Knock down some doors and the cops come tell you you're too loud.
Well, you knocked down on this tour the door of Girlschool, and or maybe not knock down their door, but open your own door and said like, "Hey, come in here, and we want you guys to sing along," because you recorded some Girlschool backing vocals for the new record on the song that was already released. What is it? Don't Get Mad, Get Even. Maybe just first, like simple question. Do you guys bring recording gear on the road because it's like the idea that you want to proactively work on something, or is it more like, hey, I just had a fun idea and it's more like ad hoc, like let's have it available that we can record? Or was it really like, no, at the end of the tour, we kind of want to have some work done?
We always have recording gear. And Jimmy brings all he's got an amazing, a small, massive thing in a small to-go bag. And like all the Joe's Deli videos we did, the theme song for Joe's Deli was done in a hotel room.
Joe's Deli, got your meats. Joe's Deli, make you something to eat. Joe's Deli, take it from me. Joe's Deli is the place to be. We've been on tour with Girlschool, and they're great. Really cool. And Jimmy said, would you mind singing some background vocals on these new songs we have going? They said, sure. So again, in the hotel room, they're in the background, so we rocked out. So we didn't have to
have separate airplane tickets to go back to London to do it, or that kind of thing. Or it's all right then and there in a room. 12 people in a hotel room screaming and yelling.
She's all smiles, wonderfully wicked and wild, tempting me just.
Did the cops come to tell you to quiet it down, or no? Okay, good.
We're pretty sneaky these days. We try to avoid all that mess. It's not worth the aggravation of getting arrested.
Yeah.
So some people, young people, think that's cool. The cops are going to come, but we've had our stories.
Now, Girlschool, not just on tour with you guys, but they also are on the same label as you guys, Silver Lining Music. That, not just the two of you, but you also see Saxon and Raven, Diamond Head. That label has become like the true home, if you will, for that classic rock and metal a whole generation, if you will. From the outside in, it does come across as people with passion and almost like one big family. Is it like that, or what's it like sharing this mission with everybody?
Rod and Serena at Silver Lining are just great people, and they're working with people that they love the music of, as opposed to just having a product and put it out. And, anybody's band, any kind of music, polka band or something, put that out, make some money. They don't do that. They love Saxon, they love all this Motorhead, whatever. They love it all, and they breathe it every day and work hard to rock. And so it's a big happy family. And you need a family when you have a record deal to have that connection, because you can be on one of the biggest labels in the world, but you can't get anybody to answer your phone calls. They're too busy working with somebody else, or they don't like your kind of music. The guy who's in charge of everything might be into something else, and you don't count. And that's a terrible thing to have happen. We've been on those kind of labels, in this band, other bands I've been in, and or you get signed to a label, and the people love you, and then 6 months later they're gone. They moved on someplace else. They got a better opportunity, or they got fired, and now the new guy, again, he's into something else. If you're not this guy, you're nothing. You're dust. If you're not this guy, you're nobody. And it's like, well, we don't want to be that guy. We're us, So with Silver Lining, we have that family of that heavy metal, but just rock. They bring it on and they support us really, really well, especially in today's time, which are really, really tough and rough to get around. It's so expensive now. And they've been really supportive of getting us videos and helping us do the road thing. A lot of bands have canceled the European tours because they can't afford it. Neither can we, but we went. And I'm glad we went, Yeah. It was terrific to play. I went to Belgium for the first time in my life and played in Belgium. That was cool.
Belgium is known for several things that you can indulge in. People will choose either the beer, the chocolates, or the waffles. Amongst those three, what's your weapon of choice?
Beer is good. Chocolate's great. We played in Liège. It was actually our first gig of our European tour. Played a classic rock festival, about 30 bands, and it was great. People were great. Town was cool. And
awesome.
There for a day and a half, you don't get to see much, but we had a really good time. The people were great.
Now, one song we do have to talk about, which is one of the standout songs, I think, obviously, of the album, and how could it not be with that name? We finally have the eponymous anthem for the band. We now have the song Alcatrazz. A lot of bands have a song with the same name as the band on maybe their first demo or their first album. For you guys, you waited a couple of decades for that, but what a song it is. It truly is an anthem. How was that song written? Was that like we have the title and the lyrics and now we have to get a really epic song, or was there a really epic song that you go like, well, there's only one way that we can do this justice, we have to make it the band's anthem? Like, how did that go?
Well, originally I wanted to call it Gary, and they thought, well, maybe not so much. So we reconsidered that. It just came up, it's just do get a great idea, and then we thought, let's go for that. That's cool. Like you said, not too many bands have their own anthem song, the Ted Nugent song, the Kiss song,
Yeah.
their own song. That's kind of fun.
With a band like you guys, and then also having 𝗀𝗲, who's obviously not only your singer, but has not just sang some classic songs, but written some very great songs for other bands in his rich history. I can only imagine how tough it is now for you guys to build a set list that is a balance between what you want to do and what your fans are gonna expect coming to a show. So when you guys are gonna go back on the road, us fans, what can we expect from an Alcatrazz show?
Well, now it'll be more Alcatrazz. In the last couple of tours, we've done other songs just to introduce 𝗀𝗲, who 𝗀𝗲 is. Same way when Graham was in the band, we did Rainbow songs. So was 𝗀𝗲 also in Rainbow, and Michael Schenker.
Right. Yeah.
And we did a few songs that he liked playing. They're fun songs for us to play too. And now that we've got more material, we'll be weeding out those songs less and less of that, more and more of just the regular Alcatrazz stuff, which should fill in the holes and even better, be more exciting because it's new. So people come to see us will hear things go up. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah.
We heard that on the record. I didn't realize how heavy it is live, and they play it live. So, whoa, that's cool.
Well, Gary, I will keep my eyes open for all the shows that are going to come our way to promote this cool new album, and excited for you, but also obviously for all the fans to discover the new album when it comes out, as we're recording in a few weeks from now. So that's super fun. I want to thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it, for being flexible and answering some of my questions. And then I will just go ahead and tell your PR team to book the next interview next year for the next album already, because I don't think you guys are slowing down.
No, we're not going to slow down. I mean, that whole age thing it's all what you make it, Well, thanks, Jasper. Appreciate your time and everything, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.